Hi everyone, it's Miss Cole here. Today I'm going to talk to you about a story that comes from the religion of Sikhism. And I'm using today my blackboard wall, which is a really handy thing to have because I don't have a huge amount of space. So blackboard wall is a great way of recording ideas and thoughts on the wall. So here we've got the title, The Gold and the Injured Foot. This is quite a complex Sikh story, which I'm hoping you've read by now, about two men. These two men are friends, and this story is about how they live their lives. So these two men are friends, and they hear that Guru Nanak, who's the founder of Sikhism, is in town. And the friend over here, who likes to behave well and run his life in a particular spiritual way, really wants to go and see the guru. And he persuades his friend, who's not that interested in religion and spiritual stuff, to go with him. Now, on the way to see the guru, the man who's not that interested gets into some bad behavior. He gets into some bad habits and starts visiting people in a bar where they're smoking and drinking and gambling. Now, in the story, it's clear that the behaviors of smoking and gambling and drinking aren't bad in themselves. It's the fact that he's wasting his time, he's wasting his money, he's wasting his energy. The other friend goes to see the guru every single afternoon to listen and learn from him. And this is seen as good behavior, that he's learning, he's enhancing his spiritual life, and he belongs to sangat. And sangat's a really important idea in Sikhism, your spiritual community, people who are trying to learn together to be good people spiritually. Now, these two carry on every day, one with his so-called bad behavior, one with his good behavior, visiting Guru Nanak. But their lives don't appear to have changed, and they can't figure out why this is. They decide to ask the heavens to show them what has their new behaviors, their good and their bad behaviors, how has it changed their lives? What's it brought into their lives? So the next afternoon, the man who's been indulging in his bad behavior finds a gold coin. He digs it up and there's a jar underneath it, and he upends the jar thinking that will be full of gold, but it's full of coal. And his friend is running late. He's very happy to have found the gold piece. He's a little bit confused. His friend turns up late, and his friend, who's been doing all this good behavior, has got a massive cut in his foot, and he's limping along and he's in great pain. So this poses a massive question for them. Why, if one of them has been doing the bad behavior, does he get rewarded with gold? And one with the good behavior gets an injury. So they take their question to the Guru, Guru Nanak. So here's this lovely word, a guru, teacher, the one who enlightens, the one who teaches you spiritual knowledge. And Guru Nanak says to them quite simply, well, you've both brought with you behaviors from previous lifetimes. I'm going to pause and come over to some big ideas to take this apart here. Now, this story is very much about this question. Does my behavior in my life matter? Does it really matter if I'm good or if I'm bad? If I waste my time, my energy, and my talents in wasteful behaviors, or if I spend my time, my energy, and my talents wisely? And the answer in this story is yes, it really does matter how we behave. Why? We're going to meet a big idea we find in the Eastern religions. This is Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. And this is an idea called karma. Everything you do in your life has a consequence. Any action you do will have an effect on you, your family, your environment. Like throwing away a crisp packet in the street, that has an effect, has a consequence. It trashes the environment, right? Now, in the idea of karma, if we think of it like a bank account, so I've got two tubes here in my bank account. On this side, you can see I've got a good bank account. On this side, a bad bank account. Here, I can collect up good behaviors, good activities, making someone a cup of tea, helping somebody across the road, helping my younger brother or sister, whatever it is. And over here, I can collect up bad behaviors, not being very kind to people and so on. Now, we will call this one the good karma and this the bad karma. So imagine that every time you do something lovely, that's stored up somewhere in the heavens. Every time you do something bad, that's also stored up in the heavens. Now, why does this matter? Because in this system, in the Eastern religions, you are going to be born again. Your soul, when your body dies, when your time is up, your soul will go into a new body, a new incarnation. You will have another life and many, many lives beyond that. This is called reincarnation. You can see that word down there. Now, the thing about all this karma, you take it with you. You may carry your karma in this life, but you also carry it into your next life as well. So if we come back to our story over here, the man was doing all the good behaviors. He's rewarded with an injured foot, and the man with the so-called bad behaviors, he's rewarded with gold. Still doesn't make much sense, right? But the guru says to them, this man, let's start with the guy with the bad behaviors. This man in a past life was a very good man, a holy man. He helped people, he was kind to people, he gave gold to people. Now, in this lifetime, he was destined, because of his good karma, to find an entire pot of gold. But because his bad karma in this lifetime, he only found one gold piece instead. And this man, in his last life, he wasn't a very kind person. He didn't behave very well. He was unkind. He was cruel. And in this lifetime, he was destined, because of his bad karma from his last life, to actually be killed by standing on a spike. But because of his good karma in this lifetime, that was reduced from being killed to just cutting his foot instead. So how we behave in this lifetime and the lifetime that's come before really does affect the outcomes of our lives today, according to the Eastern religions. So this is a story about, does my behavior matter? Yes, it does. Why? Because everything I do is karma. It's being stored up, good and bad, and this will affect my next life, the concept of reincarnation. So this was the gold and the injured foot. And I'm sorry this video has been a bit wavy, but there we have it.